This is something that I've been thinking about all season. I want to make sure we give it some time here before we head into the postseason. And I think the first time we chatted on the NFL on Fox podcast, you gave me a list of guys to watch out for. A couple of them panned out, a couple of them didn't, but one of them was the greatest preseason call that I've ever been a part of. So I'm going to run that clip right here.
Next guy I went with, he's out in LA with you, Puka Nacua, the wide receiver for the Rams. Again, you're not hearing anything about the Rams right now. Everyone's down on the Rams, and Cooper Kupp's hamstring is the big story. But they do have to play football games, and they do have to have receivers on the field. And they like Van Jefferson. They like Tutu Atwell, two homegrown guys they've had. But Nacua, who also 117th pick out of BYU, an absolute stud during camp and preseason. And speaking with Sean McVay, he's very high on Puka Nacua. Not a household name, wasn't drafted in any fantasy leagues, but don't be shocked. They're playing the Seahawks, and all of a sudden you look up and it's 6 catches for 58 yards. Puka Nacua.
Peter, clear, like you have wonderful information. If you're saying something like that, I know you got it from somebody who would know, but like not even the LA Rams saw Puka Nacua pushing for like all pro status, setting rookie records that have stood since 1960. I mean, it's absolutely incredible.
It's one of those that, like, if I come out and I say Zay Flowers is going to have a great rookie season, and Zay Flowers goes out and has a great rookie season, well, he's a first round pick, and we saw what he did at BC. My Puka Nacua call is strictly based on information from inside the Rams building. This is the difference between me and one of the fantasy experts. The fantasy experts can do the projections, and they could say, well, Todd Monken's coming in and this happens, and Jordan Addison ran this kind of offense. I am not too proud to tell you that I am 100% reliant on sources and have no idea about schemes, have no idea how to project who's going to do what and which offensive coordinator's offense. But I spoke to people with the Rams building, and they're like, the best player all August has been this guy, Puka Nacua. I'm like, that's the coolest name ever. Who is he? Well, he's the 20th wide receiver taken. And I said, okay, let me back away from the Puka Nacua hype because I was going to go all in. And they're like, no. He has put the like he fits our offense perfectly, and Sean loves him. Well, if Sean loves him, oh yeah, and Stafford loves him. Okay, and Kupp loves him. So if you got those three guys, now I'd be a huge liar if I told you I thought he would lead all rookies in catches and receiving yards. I would be an even bigger liar if I told you I thought he'd break records. I would be even a bigger liar if I didn't tell you he wasn't the number. If I thought he was anything better than the number 3 in that offense, I thought it was going to be. And if you go back, it's like at the time they had Van Jefferson. So I was like, it's Cooper Kupp, it's Van Jefferson, it's Tutu Atwell, and then it's this guy, Puka Nacua, who's probably the 4th receiver, but is going to be getting action, and you've never heard of him at a BYU. Well, consider me a prophet, if you will, or someone who just took a lucky swing. I'll take it both.
That's my favorite part is like you listed off a few guys, and like, Andre Josephus in Cincinnati, all things considered, had a nice year.
Right? He caught a touchdown in week 18. I saw it.
Yeah, he had a nice year. But then, we're sitting there talking about Puka Nacua, like making sure we're saying his name the right way. And he's like one of the 5-10 best receivers in the NFL this year. I can't remember a time like that, like where just something so out of left field wound up being so accurate.
The only other guy that I would say in recent memory that would be like the biggest, and it's tough because the quarterback, like, if someone anywhere last August was like, Brock Purdy's the guy to watch, I'd be like, okay, like, pay that guy all the money in the world, give him the Skip Bayless money, like, do whatever it is, pay him to the huge contract, whatever we pay. I don't know what Brady's making at Fox, but like, if someone can call Brock Purdy in 2022 to be what he was last season, I'd say that. But like, I'll take Puka Nacua as a nice silver medal. I think that was pretty good.
Look, all I'm saying is, and like we offer too many takes for all of them to be good, or for you to agree with all of them as a listener. But if somebody like Peter Schrager gives you a name like Puka Nacua, you should probably listen.
Connect the dots.
That's probably coming from a pretty good spot. So I wanted to make sure we shouted
And
that
hey,
out.
by the way, Andre Yoshivas, that guy right there, he's a wide receiver for the Bengals. Here's my prediction. Next year, he's going to have a huge year. Next year, he's the guy. Let T. Higgins sign elsewhere. Let everyone else take it. Andre Yoshivas, also known as the Romanian Rocket, because the dude is Romanian and he runs hurdles. So that's my guy.